Navigating social media might possibly be the most difficult aspects of being a parent today in 2023. Most parents are aware that social media and the internet is harmful, but I'm not sure they realize just how harmful it is. So in this lesson, I do a deep dive on all the harms that could potentially come to your children. But then I also go over a lot of strategies, and I talk about how a therapist might be able to help you set limits, and I give you some good resources and tools to help your family. Just after this, I'm going to give you a compilation of just a couple videos that I found on Instagram to give you a sample of some things that your child might be seeing online.
Your parents forced you to choose before you even knew you had a choice. Abandon yourself. Leave yourself. Forget your needs. Think your wants are bad. Think you're bad. And focus out there. Focus on them. Focus outside. Don't you think it's time to focus inside? In here? Don't you think you deserve your full love and attention?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but top surgery is for anybody. There's no template for what you must look like after top surgery. What makes life so beautiful is the diversity in its people, and those who are post-op top surgery are no different. Top surgery isn't limited to one gender, one expression, one style. It is not limited to one ethnicity, one culture, one race. It's not limited to people who use they, them pronouns are not just trying to feel special. They're not confused, and they're not just following a trend. They know who they are, sometimes from a very young age, and it carries into adulthood. They're not just undecided binary trans people. They are valid. They are beautiful.
Controversial opinion, but if you have a token white and you're hanging out with your friend group of color, you need to ask permission from everybody in the group to bring your white friend. Like, don't just bring them. Ask for explicit permission from everyone, because just because you're comfortable with them doesn't mean that everybody's comfortable with them. I might not be in the mood to deal with white shenanigans that day. That's all I'm saying. And another thing, it feeds into their ego. Like, don't let them think they're a good white person. Don't give them that card to use against other people. Please don't do that.
Did your parents teach you about the history of systemic racism, how it continues to show up in our current society, and what you can do to dismantle it? Teaching you not to see color, to treat everyone the same, and to not talk about racism is not anti-racist parenting. Did your teachers in school teach you about the history of systemic racism, how it continues to show up in our current society, and what you can do to dismantle it?
Doesn't it just fill you with pride, showing who you are on the inside? Wave that pride flag up high, be true to you. Show your pride, wave those flags, everybody. Here we go. Red light, orange, healing, yellow is sunlight, green, nature, blue, harmony, purple is spirit, baby blue, pink, white represent transgender people, and black and brown represent the queer and trans people of color.
I'm going to be teaching you how to use prince, princess pronouns and sentences. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use shark, sharks pronouns and sentences. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use flower, flowers pronouns and sentences. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use wolf, wolves pronouns and sentences. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use paint, paints pronouns and sentences. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use cat, cats pronouns. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to use that, that's pronouns and sentences.
Listen, and my pronouns are they, them.
Hi, I'm Blair.
And your pronouns are?
My pronouns, can't you tell?
Well, I'd rather know than assume. As Alok Vadmenon says, gender is not what we look like to other people, it's what we know ourselves to be.
Gender is an array of mental and behavioral characteristics that relate to, differentiate from, and go beyond understandings of neutrality, femininity, and masculinity.
You can't look at someone and know their gender or pronouns in the same way that you can't look at someone and know their name.
You don't actually need to know somebody's gender identity, so make a habit of recognizing that your curiosity doesn't entitle you to personal information.
Shorts. But I was walking around and everyone was staring, and they were all staring directly at my crotch. And I went, oh, I forgot that my crotch doesn't look like other women's crotches sometimes because mine doesn't look like a little Barbie pocket. And I thought, okay, Dylan, you have some options here. Number one, you can stop wearing clothes that fit like this. Number two, I can do a tuck, which is gonna have to be a whole other video, but it's very painful and involved Or number three, I just normalize it and I wear clothes like this and we all just normalize women having bulges. Normalize the bulge. We are normalizing the bulge. Women can have bulges and that's okay. We're not gonna stare at their crotches while they're wearing their little shopping shorts at the mall. Oh, thank you.
Why? Stop. Why is this thing not hot? I swear to God, if anyone says welcome to womanhood, I'm gonna lose my...
Let's talk about our periods for a second. People of all genders menstruate. People of all expressions, orientations, and sexualities menstruate. So
it really never occurred to you to put something into your not even a so you've never yourself? As a teen, I got bored of I then dreamed about having a massive that lasted all day.
These are your TikTok mental health professionals wishing you a happy Pride.
I will listen to your story with no judgment.
I will continue to educate myself.
I will always treat you like a worthy and lovable human being.
I promise to always go at your own pace.
I will fight so that every therapist's office is a place you feel safe in.
I will never kink shame you. Your turn-ons are okay.
I will continue to vote for elected officials who support gay rights.
I will respect your pronouns.
I will always empower you to be true to yourself.
I will forever and always be one of the fiercest advocates and supporters of the LGBTQ+ community that I can possibly be.
I fell in love with the community. I always have been and I always will be your ally.
If I miss the mark, I will continue to hold myself accountable.
Happy Pride, TikTok!
I came out as trans and I am now cutting my hair.
When you broke me.
It's an email from our friend.
Hi guys, hello! Happy Pride Month! Pride Month celebrates that everyone should be equal, no matter who they love. We celebrate Pride Month because people in the LGBTQ+ community who used to be treated unfairly, now they can be themselves openly and proudly. Look, I made a pride decoration. These flags represent different parts of the LGBTQ+ community. This rainbow flag is called the Gay Pride Flag.
Wow!
This flag is called the Non-Binary Pride Flag. This flag is called the Lesbian Flag. And this flag is called the Transgender Pride Flag. There's so many more flags. Lots of different communities celebrate Pride Month. Bye, just bye.
Some of my best friends and some of my closest companions get the body of their dreams that matches their gender, that makes them feel happy, and in exchange, I'm gonna have to give up my own. I'm cisgender, the majority of my headmates aren't, and we've decided to transition. Which means that as happy as I am for the men in my system, I am about to have to watch myself go through the wrong puberty. And it's gonna be permanent. I don't think we talk enough about how DID gets rid of a person's bodily autonomy. You know, I hear people say all the time, the one thing you have control over is your own body and your own reactions, and I don't have that. This isn't my body, these aren't my reactions or my memories. I have like 30 people living in my brain, and everything I do belongs to us as a group. That's what's so hellish about this disorder. My parents fucked me up, and now I will never have full bodily
Did you know that autistic folks are much more likely to identify as queer? We know that gender and sexuality expectations are social constructs, and autistic people are much less likely to place importance on adhering to social norms. And as a result, the world has been blessed with this beautiful population of autistic queers. Both queers and autistics exist in misunderstood and marginalized communities, but in the intersection lives a radiant crossroads of diversity and uniqueness. Similarly to the spectrum of queerness, autistic folks don't share a single type brain, each person displaying unique characteristics that makes them who they are. Autism and queerness don't come in levels. They come in patterns, textures, and colors. all of which are equally deserving of recognition. Now more than ever, queer teens and kids need to be celebrated and uplifted for who they are. Young people are being reported to identify with the queer community at higher rates than ever before. And this is not because there are more of them than there have been in the past. This is because identities are being affirmed. Parents, educators, and community members around these children are educating themselves and finding out what they can provide for queer youth in order to help them survive, thrive, and bloom. There is beauty and magic in allowing kids to be exactly who they are.
When transgender and non-binary kids are miraculous and extraordinary, and they are real, and they know who they are, and they deserve love and support and respect and all the good things. And I will never stop fighting.
And here is the power of TikTok. This comment says, I sent my father this video asking for top surgery, and he said yes. I'm crying. Oh my God. I could quit TikTok today and I'd be so happy. This makes me so happy. I'm really glad my video helped. Congratulations.